When I was a young man, I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to have my own band. That's right. Hi, it's Bill. This is Creative License. And thanks again for checking in on this little dog and pony show. Yeah, I wanted to be in a band. I was in band in school. I had a drum kit. I still have that drum kit. I had a garage band. We never played anywhere, and we only learned a little bit of Tom Sawyer by Rush. But hey, we had a band. It was awesome. And instead of giving the commitment to learning a musical instrument, I decided to become a DJ. That's one way to look at it, right? Well, the reason I'm talking about this is because, well, I get regular calls from colleagues who are DJs that say, well, they've hired a band and they want me as well. So what am I supposed to do? Well, that question is usually pretty loaded, because if they're asking what they should do, what they're probably asking is, how am I going to win? How am I going to get a lot of dancers when the band is probably going to pick all the songs that I would play? And if they're not, why can't I play their same songs? Why do I need to go to their list and stay away from their songs, and then my sound system versus their sound system, and they've got something bigger and I've got something smaller? It becomes this a conversation of competitive, right? And usually if somebody wants to ask me, what am I supposed to do? It's because they're starting to think about how they're going to be competing for the audience's attention. Okay, well, again, one way to look at it, but let me give you something different. How about looking at it as if you are actually collaborating? How about looking at it as if you're actually working with that band? Trust me, you might be the first one between you and the band to come up with this idea, because bands think the same way. In fact, bands don't really think much of DJs. They're up there with talent and skill with an instrument, and you press buttons. That's what they see, right? And they've rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed, and you just pick a song. And they've seen DJs come in and not care about how what they do affects the evening and how it affects the band they're working with. So they're going to come at you usually with, I don't believe you. But the truth is, if you just work with them, they'll go out of their way to make you look better, and you go out of your way to make them look better. And then it becomes a entertainment, performance, an entire piece that just have a lot of moving parts. It's not one piece of entertainment and then now the better piece of entertainment comes on, or the worse. No, it's all one piece if you think about it that way. And if you're willing to do the work to collaborate with the bands, get a hold of the band leader, get in there to one of their rehearsals maybe, go see them at an event. But talk to them, tell them what you're there to do, and find out how you guys can work together. And the easiest way you can do that, the first and most simple way, is to find out, what's your music set? I'll avoid that. I know, that's scary, isn't it? But there's you know as well as I do, there's way more music at our disposal than there is at theirs. So what can you play before the band begins, between the sets, and maybe even after the band is done, that's going to enhance what the band is doing? How can you deal with the audience in such a way that when you hand the audience over to them, they're more excited about the band? That you give them a big dance floor full of excited people, as opposed to stop and then wait for the band to do their thing. That you can be ready and waiting as they're ending their set, and you're hitting the beat of the drum in your headphones, so you can almost actually mix out and keep the dance floor going. To collaborate with their sound guy, so that maybe you and the band are using the same sound system, so there isn't as big of a difference, so that volume doesn't have to sway, so that energy doesn't have to sway, so that you and them can work together as one entertainment piece. This isn't as hard as you might think. What's hard is that you may have to swallow your ego a little bit. You may have to sit and say, this isn't just about me. This is about something else. This is about the client that's hired me. And the client who's hired me likes a band. And the client that's hired me likes me. So how do you make both of them work? Right? So the lesson here, how do you make both of them work? And who are you working for? And what are you willing to do to make sure that you aren't there just to get yourself patted on the back, but to make the evening's party better? You know how to do that. I know you do. So do it. This is Bill. This is Creative License, and I'll see you next week.